Okay.
Okay, so it is streaming now.
Yeah, you're back up.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And we're back. Fun times. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hug. All right. Getting things working slowly but surely. Anything interesting going on here? Nope, nothing hidden. Better. Alright, so computer is still unhappy with me, but that's okay. Yep, it's gonna glitch every 30 seconds or so. Yep. And there we go. And she's finding a coffee. Oh, I like her hair.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
What was that exchange about? You having money trouble? Grim asked me to check with you about his tossball poster. I'm just looking around. Let's check.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
Okay.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
That's fair. Earlier, I heard you say you were having money trouble.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts? Well, that was stupid.
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian? Or if you've got that many bits to spend, then I've got some trash to sell you.
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff, and some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Maybe I can talk to him for you. Just ask him out on a date.
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Okay. Wait, I'm curious. What do you see in Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You really want to be with someone you can't talk to? There are other fish in the sea, Celia. That's all I need to know.
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
I'll talk to you later. Alright, let's see. Basically, everything's a wee deal, but let's see if there's anything I can sell. Sell. I will sell. And let's see. No, I need those. I'm good. How about Oh, I see there's no repair option here. That's fine. Okay. Nope, I'm good. Let's see what's in here. Oh, people are here. Terminal is to be used for official communication on behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries. View data. A summary report on conditions within Stellar Bay. Productivity has continued to improve since relaxing MSI's old restrictions and making allowances for employee benefits such as time off for illness and personal leave. 24.9% reductions in shift length and 52.3% more positive feedback. Fishery output is up 15.2% this year, showing a continuing but slowing growth trend. Decreased gains compared to previous years are likely due to the deterioration of materials and morale, occasional shortfalls in our supply, and gradual loss of personnel to marauders, hostile wildlife, and iconoclast recruitment. Wow, that's actually help. Reconciliation with the board remains a long-term goal, but the immediate concern is defending the city from hostile elements. Repairing damage to the city walls consumes approximately 32.8% of our annual budget. The best solution would be an influx of skilled defenders and weaponry, but given the aforementioned factors and their effects on the local population, such a solution remains unlikely. Working slogans. MSI, our profit margins are stellar. MSI Salterna, 43.28% more nutrient dense than the leading brands. Stellar Bay, a tolerable center of commerce in a hostile and chaotic galaxy. Wow. Ah, that's bad. Those are really, really bad. Oh, got it. Just another exit. Okay, let's see. What is it I want to do now? Starbucks Troopers, Empty Man, Flowers for Sebastian. Alright, let's go do that one real quick. Because that should be like right around the... Yeah, hi!
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails?
No.
You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
Really
Sebastian, you ever get your hands on those pheromone sacs? Manipillars ain't gonna hunt themselves, you know.
I must have hunted a dozen, but I couldn't find a single sack on any of them. Must be looking in the wrong place.
Manipillars ain't got pheromone sacs. I just told him that so he'd stop asking me for advice.
At least I'm getting a good haul of claws in the process. You're in good hands, traveling with Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want any rat glands or manticlaws, I've got you covered.
Let's see what you have. Let's talk about Celia. Why would I want any of that? Maybe some other time. Let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Would you consider going on a date with her? She liked you.
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
She doesn't want a discount. She's attracted to you. Don't take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she won't ask for a discount. Bribe. Consider this a 660-bit advance against lost business.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
Alright. Let's go give Celia the good news.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
She just looks so sad. He said he'll go on a date with you.
Okay, But how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
He likes you, Celia. Just don't ask him for any discounts. Look, you've got your chance. Have fun and don't overthink it. All I know is that if you act this crazy, you'll send him running.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
All right, that's one. Yay. Let's get another one out of the way. Okay, empty man. Nope, that's different. Okay, that's on Groundbreaker. Dr. Dorset said Captain Irons. Okay. Grim Tomorrow. There we go. Let's go do that one. And that's gonna be this one. And we'll just cut through. I think we cut through? Yeah. I'm not wrong. Hi.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Take it easy, I'm just looking around. What are you talking about, Catherine? Catherine said she'd shove you in a box if you keep running your yap like that.
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief what?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
He'll come back eventually. You can't constrain a person's freedom. Don't you have rules about that sort of thing?
We're not keen on rules for rules' sake around here. Means Braxton skips work sometimes, but it also means no company boss is telling me when I can take a shit.
These MSI types are living the dream.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
Fair. I'm here to ask about Grimm's posters.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Oh, that's not okay. Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So, it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
You're just giving Grimm's poster away? Didn't you pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
You still have the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Surely, we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Work with me. I'm helping you find Braxton, aren't I?
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. Fine by me.
Huh. What's this about your foreman?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
Oh,
He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
Why don't you just pay them more?
Because we've got a budget, all right? And in case you haven't noticed, MSI doesn't exactly have a lot of spare bits on hand.
Fair. I can talk to Caleb for you.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance. If you can find a way to get him back to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
Okay. You said Braxton had been stealing drugs.
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming.
Right.
And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Awfully nice of you not to say anything. Why didn't you turn him in? You should have hung that sleaze bag out to dry.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get this all tuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Okay. This is Catherine.
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 Spacer.
Let's talk about
Unless
Caleb.
you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again,
Okay.
I've got nothing to say.
Got it. Okay.
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple.
Okay.
Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Are you willing to meet Caleb halfway?
For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe so, but I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back.
That's true.
He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk, but if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner.
Oh, God.
Fine by me.
All right. So, talk to you later. Okay, so let's go and steal from. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. Well, let's go take care of him first. He's this way. Alright. I guess he's going around. Da, 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 da. And we're running and running and running. That looks right. Let's keep going. Okay. Okay, I'll be around. Uh-huh. And up we go. And there.
Oh, you startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I'm looking for Braxton. Have you seen him? Didn't mean to scare you. I'll go. No, I won't.
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
You've been taking drugs.
No! Okay, maybe, just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the marauders and the raptidons outside, you know?
So you do know Braxton. Where is he now?
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Uh-huh.
I'll be straight with you. Folk who disappear in the wilderness generally aren't able to come back. Don't get your hopes up.
Alrighty. So, I guess we're just leaving her in the place? Come on. There we go. Yay. I love it when my stuff works. Let's see, anything interesting here? No, no. Oh, that might be interesting. Okay, nothing I can grab there. Alright, out we go. Not a place, is it? Nope. Down we go. Alright, let's see what's in here. Mr. Nandi, sorry to bother you about this, but something foul is leaking from the apartment upstairs. I don't know what Celia's keeping up there, but she works for you, right? Do you think you could talk to her about that? Isaac, can you please try to keep your windows shut? As I've tried to explain, leaving them open, especially when you have food out, invites mantis swarms, and a mantis swarm infestation is everyone's problem. Braxton, I know you keep odd hours. I know because I've heard you coming and going at all times of the day and night. Haha. But maybe you could try and close your door a little more quietly? I have rather sensitive nerves, and every time I hear your door, I think we're in the middle of another Amber Heights. Okay. Alright. Out we go. Okay. What is wrong with him?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Great. Are you alright? Pull yourself together and tell me what happened. Stay away from me then.
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Okay, I'm going to the lower one on the right. There. Eventually I had to get it right.
Murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
Wow.
Even Stellar Bay ain't safe these days. What's the world coming to?
Yeah. Anything in here? Does not seem like it. Let's see. Aha. Hastily packed suitcase. So he was leaving. Whatever this was. Interesting. But no one heard anything. That's weird. Alright, so let's see. Go down here. See what's going on. Alright, there's more stuff in town still, I think. Eric's handiwork. Yeah.
I hear you're into Graham's philosophist hogwash, Felix.
It's gonna be right there. Here we are. Or not. He's over here. Oh, he's upstairs. Haha, that explains that. Upstairs. That's not upstairs. Just gonna go upstairs.
New face, huh? You from Offworld?
Yep, Captain Sandava of the Unreliable. Yeah, Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable. What's it to you?
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
What are you celebrating? We need to talk about Velma.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
What could be so bad that you would walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
We need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Let's see. Velma's threatening to replace you with sublight contractors. Any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate? Sanjar's gonna fire Velma if you don't return to work.
Nope. I'm calling her bluff. If she wants to threaten us, we'll see how she likes it when Sanjar finds out she gave Sublight even more dominion in Stellar Bay. I never meant to call for anyone's head on a pike. Velma's not my favorite person, but she ain't been cruel to us. Devil it all. Now you got me feeling sorry for her. Fine. I guess we'll go back to work to save Velma's job. We'll find a better time to negotiate our wages.
I almost feel
Tell
bad.
Velma not to worry. We'll look out for her.
Almost.
What do you think you're doing? Just keep your fingers to your own self, okay?
I locked the door. You guys suck. Character, reputation. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay, actually, that's fair. So, Spacer's Choice found a flaw in you. Paranoid. Repeatedly getting caught by guards has made you jittery, doubly so when roaming around restricted areas or sneaking. Effects. Personality attributes -1. I'm actually gonna take that. That was just funny. Alrighty. So, we have taken care of one of her issues. See if we can take care of the other. Stainless steel rat. Let's go back and take a look since apparently I missed something. Going down the wrong corridor. There we go.
You know, Nyoka, between you and me, we know all there is to know about Monarch.
What makes you say that?
Well, you got your life
There's
experience
nothing
as a
there.
hunter, and I've memorized every episode of Terror on Monarch.
Oh, Terror on Monarch's a riot. It's all made up, though. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Let's see.
right. Next, you're gonna tell me Halcyon and
Do you
Helen
see
weren't based on a real
anything?
person.
I won't tell you that, no. You seem happier in your ignorance.
Oh, hello. Left field toss ball betting. I see. Alright, so we have found that. And I'm willing to bet. Where do I through here?
Might improve the smell. Yeah, but the noise.
Oh, apparently I looked for everything up here, so we're good. Alright. We're gonna go this way, and we're gonna see if we can find out something about what's going on. Let's see. It's right here. Oh, this is kind of friendly. Oh, looky looky.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths.
They're all pretty great. I play for Auntie Cleo's Darlings. Don't you recognize me? I'm not here to chat about teams. Who has time to watch grown men and women hit balls with sticks? Oh, this is gonna be fun.
The Darlings? Seriously? I mean, yeah, you're looking at the Darlings' newest recruit. Boss is a shoo-in for Rookie of the Quarter.
I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch?
This is part of a goodwill tour of Halcyon. We're meeting our fans from across the galaxy. Colony.
Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
Clear your throat, sing quietly, or get a room, you two.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you?
I found this betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Any idea what might have happened to him? Velma said you outbid Grimm for a signed tossball poster. You said you were having trouble receiving the tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
I found this betting slip.
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
Cut to the chase. Do you know who did it or not? I'm listening. What do his teeth have to do with anything?
They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
So, who did he owe? Focus, please.
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook.
They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip. I'll make them pay. I mean, proof they did it first.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Okay. Alright, let's go find some bullies. And do these away. Hanging out behind the bar, because they're not allowed in the bar because they suck. Apparently, I have to go out. That's fine. So, here we go. Oh, that's what this room's for. What you got to say for yourself?
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley.
Right.
Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
I know you murdered Isaac. In that case, I should get going.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Wrong answer. Yep, that'll do.
Everyone all right?
Yep, everyone's fine. Apparently my intimidate needed to be a little higher. Life goes on. Bye-bye, dead eye. Hi, Poof. The sneezing is real. Alright, so in we go. And I think that's Sanjar. Yeah, Sanjar. A little bit of a glitch.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
Wow.
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Great. That's very generous of you. No, you have a meeting with me. That's...
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
I'm just looking for the information broker. Me, I'm charting my own path, going where the wind takes me.
Out at Devil's Peak? If you're headed that far, I see you've brought the right woman for the job.
Damn right.
But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Hey, it could always be both. Afraid not. If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in this sprat-fucked colony, I'm going to stab someone. Wow. Okay then. Yeah.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping to accomplish? If you're free of the other corporations, why would you want to bring them back? Yeah.
Because he's scared to go it alone. You need the board to hold your hand and tell you everything's gonna be okay. Ain't that right?
Surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
So-called is right. We've got our hazards, but we're still here, damn it. The board took off without so much as a thought for the folks left behind.
That's the board's way. Doesn't matter if you're Monarch or the Groundbreaker. If the board can't control you, they'll find a way to punish you.
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
And you're tired of scrounging and scraping by, is that it? Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it?
You talk like Graham.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
Monarch's a free planet, Felix. It's also fucked. I ain't a fan of the folks on the board, but if they could be wrangled to rebuild our roads, I'd welcome the help.
Your friend makes a good point, young man. I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
So, what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
A lot of good that'll do. They'll just find another reason to turn tail and abandon you.
Not if we secure the proper safeguards first.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. Not long, but the devil is always in the details.
Wow.
And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Huh? Oh. Do you mean this Bolt 52?
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
How exactly is a data cartridge going to help?
What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that.
Okay.
For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Yes, finally the board will get their comeuppance. Spare me the details and just tell me what comes next. Let me guess, a paperweight? So you do want to go against the board. Don't be ridiculous.
See, that doesn't even make sense. This is an electronic form. We don't need paperweights.
Hardly the point, sir.
If you could kill raps half as well as you kill a good joke, you wouldn't need me.
Or me.
Perhaps you should explain the second part of the plan, sir.
I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
The board just can't let Monarch go, huh?
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
Very cool. Sanjar, you sly dog.
You really think so? I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone capable to help me carry it out. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
I like Alton. I know how to make people talk.
Oh, I imagine you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments. So it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
Close enough.
Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Infiltrate a secret corporate base and kidnap the staff. Sure. Easy. I'm on it.
A foolproof plan if I ever heard one. I'll leave the execution to you.
I found your review on a terminal in the arms building.
This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Who cares what they think? You're in charge now.
In charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners.
At least you've made it work. That's more than anyone can say for those execs. When you put it that way, it does sound pretty pathetic.
I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
I've taken care of it. The killers are dead.
But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters.
Sorry. Maybe I could have gotten their statements if they hadn't been ready to kill me.
Always a shame when tempers get the better of good sense. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Okay, I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a bang-up job. The guy's a world-class moron.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Sorry. How did the MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. Back then, it was known as Terra 1.
What happened to the other corporations? Terra 1 and Terra 2? Well, I see the board put the best people on that one.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
That ain't fair. They didn't leave on account of the hazards. They left on account of their cowardice. The hazards just gave them a reason to put to paper.
Sharp as ever, Nyoka. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not no guts, no glory.
That's also what I thought. Oh, we were young and bold then. Not unlike yourself. We saw the chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you. Reforms are for quitters, Sanjar.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
I take it your leadership didn't embrace your ideas? Using the board's own tools against them. Clever. Who's this us and we you keep talking about?
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Yet here you are. I hope you gave them the finger. Guess you missed the transport.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's low even for them.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair deal.
I understand the sentiment, but if we can't rely on some sort of framework, then what do we have? I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
What's the hazard clause? Why exactly do you want back on the board? You don't seem to think much of Graham.
It's straight bullshit is what it is. A fabrication rich folks use to preserve their investments by leaving a lot of people here to die slow.
Nyoka has the right of it. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
Sounds like the board gave themselves the power to arrest an entire planet.
They would say it's for the greater good.
And they've invoked it on Monarch.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
Why exactly do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, and once you go back to him, he'll own your dignity too.
Yeah, that'd go a long way toward rebuilding our homes.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Okay. They treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that? I can't fault you for practicality. Seems to me anything's better than the corporate yoke.
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
You mean the corporate data you sent me after? Good for you. Force them to the bargaining table. Just be careful the board doesn't mess around.
I've discovered it's much easier to negotiate from a position of power. And I don't mean to leave MSI or its people at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations. He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them. I'm trying to build something here. They only want to destroy things, and they risk ruining Monarch for all of us. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels, and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
So, what's the downside?
Shall I begin with the supply shortages, or the subtle but constant threat of annihilation? He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
Alright.
What can I do for you?
I'm good. And I'm leveling again. Sad. Alright, let's see. Alright, it feels like I really need to focus on stuff. Skills. Oh, I have one more point available. Got it. I'll do that. And then Felix. Perk. Sure. Nayoka. %% of the time. There we go. Alright, journal. What are we doing now? Okay, come tomorrow. Where is that? Because I really feel like stealing it from her. I feel like she was sleazy when she took it. That's her. We go there for something. Go upstairs. Stairs. Aha. Thank you. Thank you. Personal files. Pack 55. Oh, fine. Alright. Oops, wrong thing. The fish in tank 23A are looking a little lumpy. If you're not going to make it in, that's fine, but you have to let me know so I can stay on top of the doses. Mr. Nandi, we really need to talk about this Altoona situation. I've had to let 4 batches rot in the warehouse over the last 2 months because we're not finding buyers. I know the situation with the board puts us in a tough spot, but we need to start thinking about how we're going to keep Stellar Bay afloat if we can't keep sales up. Brack, seriously, where are you? You've missed 3 shifts? This is getting ridiculous even for you. Okay, let's go find Brack. Oh, where are we? We're outside on the docks. Which is both cool and weird. Sublight contractor? Alright, going to the ruins. Okay. Journal. Family matter. No. go. Move that way. Okay. Yeah, okay. Out we go. Onward and outward.
Of your old job, taking up the rugged life of a hunter.
Sure, it's
Heal and die. Thank you.
that's the last of them.
Very cool. And there's actually something left of the burning pile of Marauder.
Now, where the hell was I? Oh, right. Sure, it's... Wait, what?
Board must have forced you to do something till you decided to be a hunter. I was hauling boxes till the boss picked me up.
It's not like I threw off the shackles of some other life. I grew up on Monarch. I've always been a hunter. Anything else would be a waste of my outstanding talents.
I get it. You picked a path for yourself and never looked back. According to the board, what you did was impossible.
The board also claims it's impossible to live on Monarch, yet here I stand. They believe gainful employment necessary to one's survival. I believe the board can kiss my ass.
Alright. We could get Brax and bring him home. And somewhere up ahead are mean gads. Yes, I knew I should have saw them. There you go. Eventually it has to take them out, right? Alright, so we've been through here. He's over here. Alright. Okay, let's see what's going on. Well, it's really nice. Like, really nice.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
I'm getting real bad fight or flight right now. Watch your step. People ain't this friendly outside city walls.
We're armed to the teeth. What's he gonna do? Kill us with generosity?
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable.
I'm looking for a man named Braxton. He supposedly came by here. Thanks, don't mind if I do. Actually, I think I'll be going.
I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner?
Are you sure you haven't seen Braxton? I heard he was delivering medicine to you. That would be great, thanks. I'll pass.
I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
Is Braxton dinner?
Something ain't right about this.
Oh, hello there. You come for dinner?
Actually, I'm looking for a man named Braxton. Yeah, I guess so. That wasn't my plan.
Sorry, I'm not real good with, names.
Is something wrong? You're a few rungs short of a ladder, aren't you?
It just gets hard to remember things.
I recall moments, feelings, but the details slip. Other times, it's like there's fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before?
Maybe I can help you.
That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat. Mama said dinner's almost ready, huh?
I'm gonna leave you alone now.
What a pleasant surprise. And just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not?
Uh-huh. I certainly can't fault your optimism. If you're so eager for company, why live all the way out here? I hope you're not gonna preach at me all the way through dinner.
And who could? Stretch out your hand and cosmic divinity reaches back. Open wide your mouth and the universe provides sustenance.
Things have a way of working out, I suppose. What do you mean by that? Whatever, I don't have time for this.
Just that your presence here is a gift to us, and one that we don't take for granted. Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner?
What do you think you're doing?
Sorry.
I don't have time for this. Hey, what are you doing in my room?
Sorry, I was just looking around.
Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you?
The rocket candies?
The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to bring.
What other man?
I'm not telling you. Spacer's choice pills, they cure all your ills.
Right, you're psycho.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nightmares about this.
These sulfur-sodden assholes. Ain't enough that the rats eat everyone? Now people are doing it too?
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Relax, this doesn't have to end badly. Yeah, it's one of my better qualities. The murdering cannibal accuses me of being nosy?
Quickly, my dear. She's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
Solid kill!
Yeah. Oh, is there more? What else are we arguing with here?
Monsters. Never expected they look like people.
They didn't deserve to die so clean.
He was trying to help them. That really sucks. thing. That's awful. Yeah. I had a feeling when we ran into them that they had eaten the person because they were acting kind of cannibal-y. Oh. I was just hoping I was wrong. Would have preferred it. Alright. Let's see, journal. Anything else out here? Okay. How far away is that? Okay, so let's go back to the city and turn in these other things first. So we'll do that. And we'll fast travel back because that's easy and quick. Come on, let me go. Come on, Mr. Map. The map is annoying. You're an annoying map. Sadness. Really? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna run back because, you know what doesn't take really limited amounts of time? A map that never loads. So, I'll just run. Shortcutting. Oh, again. Thought it was further away, actually. I guess if you don't take the road, it is quicker. Alright, so we already stole the poster from Velma, so we don't really need her to give it to us. There is that. Alright, Velma. Still let you know what happened to Braxton. That really sucks. Interesting. Hey, Annie.
Hello.
You apparently have not been over. That's good. Let's see what's here. Nope, can't use it. Okay. Oh, I hate the breathing. Breathing is very annoying. I love Alma.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Who spat in your spirits, Velma?
You notice my mood? I'm surprised you can see straight today.
I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being unkind. I just might find it funnier.
Will you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish with decades-old equipment and see what it does for your disposition? Anyway, what do you folks need?
I've got some bad news about Braxton.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
He was killed by cannibals out in the ruins.
That's... wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Yeah. It's a rotten way to go. Cheer up, maybe now you can hire someone better. You definitely sounded like one. It's a rotten way to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
No, I'm kind of good. Oh, Caleb, yes.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Caleb is the... there we go.
You knocked any sense into him yet?
I did. I told him you were about to lose your job. He said he'd come back. Caleb and his crew will return to work immediately.
Well, that's... awful nice of him. Sure wouldn't have expected that. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Something else on your mind?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much. And now I need to send... let's see, journal. Yep. And that is this one. This way. There.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in.
Here.
Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Alrighty. Journal. Alright, family matter. Let's see. Errors unseen. That's fine. Alright, let's go take care of this. And out we go. We should probably break down a couple things really fast, because I've got enough. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's better than we're using. So we'll keep that one. And we'll keep that one. And we'll keep that one. And that one. So, don't think we need that. I don't think we need that. I think we're good. Alright, let's see. Niente. What have you got for armor? Hiking gear quilted, so she's got light armor. Light 7, 16, 11. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that, I think. Okay. Yeah. And I think we're good. Ah, this might actually work for Felix. Character. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And that
Hey,
will help
Yoka.
with weight.
I got some questions I've been meaning to ask you about being a hunter and all.
Bum, bum, ba-dum. What time is it? Let's see. Ah! So I have to go grab my son from work. So I will be taking a break for a while. And so we'll save here. And I'll catch you all on the flip side. See you later.